Hello. Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Mitchell Mander, and welcome to my live stream, live discussion slash video. I guess, however this appears when you're viewing this, whether you're watching it live or watching it after it's published as a video. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna be talking about episode 38 of Pokemon Horizons today in today's live discussion, and we're back at regular time this week rather than being an hour early. So my apologies for the inconvenience last week, but yeah. So if you're brand new here, this is your first time checking out the channel, it'd be really cool if you sub to the channel, like the video, watch a decent amount. That'd be pretty cool. But what we pretty much do here is I usually give it a couple minutes, to maybe about 5-ish minutes, to see if anybody shows up. I usually get a couple people here, and then I usually I go over the episode, I give my thoughts and my personal rating, and then I hand it off to the chat. So yeah. Also, the music that you hear in the background, it comes from another live stream that plays a video game lo-fi stream music. It's called Video Game Study Lounge by Game Chops. I have it in the description. You should check it out sometime if you are interested. I usually listen to it when I'm working out, I'm studying, I'm at work. Sometimes when you're working, things can get a little repetitive. So listen to that. Helps me out during the day. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. But it looks like we got a few people here. Spider Kid Studios. Seems like he has a very mixed feelings on the episode. The Proper Pikachu. Hi, what's up? I like this episode more than the previous 2 episodes. I'm gonna get to my opinion soon. What's up, Thomas? Thank you for joining the stream. I do have a few thoughts on this one, but again, I'll be giving my thoughts here in about a little under 3 minutes. So we have a decent amount of people here. What kind of workouts do you do? I mainly focus on cardio. I do have a couple of weights at my house that I do lift from time to time. I've been kind of off of my routine lately. I need to get back to going to the gym. I've just been thrown off lately. Between work and just other stuff going on in life. But I need to get back into the swing of it. I tend to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I usually do Saturday morning before I do these streams, but I overslept, unfortunately. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow morning instead. I really like Molly and Liko duo. Me too! We're gonna get into that shortly. But we got a decent crowd here. What's up, y'all? We're getting some hearts up in here. Let's see what we got. Oh, 5 people have already voted. Okay, we got 2 votes for 10, 9, and then 3 votes for 8, 7. So these are some strong ratings for this one. When will the next video come? It's been a while. No pressure if you are burned out. Next video that I'm probably going to do will be when we get some upcoming episode titles and summaries. I imagine since we only have one more episode left from the last batch, we're probably going to get some episode titles and summaries this next week. I would imagine so. From my understanding, we're not going to have an episode on the 23rd, though. Basically, the anipoke Twitter page, they'll put out a calendar, and they have a star next to when the episodes are coming out. And if there's no star, that means there's no episode. So, or if they have sparkles around it, that means it's an important episode to check out. So, I would say that would be it. There's a video that I've been wanting to make, but I'm kind of waiting to see what these upcoming episode titles and summaries tell us. I kind of want to make a video on if it's taking a little bit too long for Liko's, Sprigatito, and Roy's Fuecoco to evolve, or any other Pokemon to evolve for that matter. But I want to see what these upcoming summaries and titles say, because I don't want to just make a video and then like 2 or 3 episodes later we get an evolution, you know. Then that'd be bad on my part. But yeah, I've kind of just slowed down on making videos a ton. I only make a couple a month now. I mainly focus on live streaming, but I do still make my spoiler episode. I guess it is spoiler, but upcoming episode title and summary. That's like kind of the main thing to look out for. Yeah, we got 5 like. What's up, y'all? They've been rather inconsistent with the more recent episodes. Maybe there's some production issues. I mean, that's a possibility. I do think that they were kind of waiting for the Scarlet and Violet DLC to kind of conclude before, I guess, going on. So we've been kind of in a lull for a little bit. Ever since we got to the Terrapagos chapter, it's been a little bit slow-paced. I'm hoping it leads up to something good here. There's been a lot of hit-and-miss episodes during this batch of episodes, unfortunately. Whereas with the first 25 episodes, there's only one episode I didn't like. So, this episode, well, I guess we can get into that now, because we're past like the 5-minute mark. I kind of went on a whole tangent there, responding to questions, but it's fine. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and start reviewing or just talking about the episode, and then I'll get back to the chat. So, okay. So, episode 38 of Pokemon Horizons. So, there's a bad storm in the beginning of this episode, so they land wherever they're at in Paldea. It's the next day. There's a part of the episode that's not really too plot relevant, but their flag got damaged and it later gets repaired. But yeah, Molly takes this time to check up on the Pokemon, which I thought was actually nice. You know, going into this part, I thought it was gonna be, you know, a little slow, a little boring. But you know what? I'm fine with it because it really kind of steers the ship for the rest of the episode. So I really like that whole segment, and Chansey giving out eggs to everyone. And Molly's doing checkups on all the Pokemon. I thought that was kind of nice. Liko's there to help out. Hatena is, you know, upset about something. They don't necessarily know why at that time. But we later find out that there's a stray, quote-unquote, Tandemaus, as, well, at least what we think, because they're usually in pairs. But one's obviously missing and the other one's heavily injured, so they go to heal it. But it ends up running off. So Liko and Molly chase after it as it's pointing to somewhere in the forest. And it turns out that its pair is actually, the other Tandemaus that is trapped in a cave. Or not really trapped. I guess it's small enough to probably get out. But there's a tree branch blocking the cave. So Sprigatito and the other Tandemaus start digging, and Liko manages to get in. So Liko goes in and finds it and takes it back to Molly for treatment, but the other Tandemaus is still pointing into the direction of the cave, so Liko decides to go after it. Initially, Hatena actually goes back, but eventually Molly and Chansey give it an egg and take it back to Liko and the others, but as they go through the cave, Liko actually finds 2 little ones, and it turns out that Tandemaus here is actually a Maushold. I don't know how you pronounce it. Get it? Household? Maushold? But finds the other ones, and at this point, Liko has the egg, but can't really do anything because they are unconscious, and they can't eat. They don't have the strength to eat. And earlier in the episode, Chansey was using Heal Pulse on Shuckle, and Hatena was trying to imitate it. And it ends up inadvertently learning Heal Pulse right here and there. It actually ends up saving them because the cave behind them collapses, so Liko and the others are trapped. But when Hatena does this, she actually saves the day, and the little mouse Pokemon actually make their way out as they're trapped, so they basically dig a hole and they get out. Whereas Molly gets freed and the others to pull the tree away so they can go save Liko, but Liko comes out the other side. And there's a really nice moment where you get some big-time big sister vibes from Molly as she runs up. She's super worried about Liko and she hugs her, which I thought was a really sweet moment. And a really nice moment. It really kind of solidifies their big sister, little sister relationship, and I like it a lot. And it turns out that Maushold is on the ship now, and I like how Molly was trying to give it a checkup, but it won't let her. So it seems like one of the three options I came up with happened. Well, obviously it's going to be one of the three, but yeah, it's part of the crew now. Liko did not catch the Pokemon, but it's part of the crew, so yeah. So that was this episode. So going into this one, I was excited for it, but in the beginning I was a little nervous because I wasn't really sure how things were going to go. But I have to say, I really like this episode. Like, I think the theming of this episode and kind of how it was structured, it worked really well for Liko. It worked well for Molly being integrated in the episode. She got a big focus in the episode. Hatena got development. It learned to move, really filling that support role. So that's actually going to be very important for the future, I feel. That's 2 episodes in a row where we got a Pokemon learning a new move. So good. I'm all for it. We got some development. We got a new Pokemon for the crew. I mean, overall, it was just really nice. And I personally enjoyed this episode. I know that this episode seemed to have gotten a mixed response online, but I like this one. I think I'm going to give this a strong rating. I'm going as far as to give it either an 8, 8.5, or 9. It's somewhere in that range. I really like this one, personally. That's just my opinion. It's making me excited for the next episode, guys, because I think the capture is coming with Tikatoff, but that's just my opinion. So I'm gonna get caught up in the chat here. So I've been not looking at the chat, so let me get caught up. So I think Hatena learning Heal Pulse was rushed. What level does Hatena learn Heal Pulse? Let me look that up real quick. Hatena. Okay. Heal Pulse at level 25. Oh boy. Saying a lot for a Pokemon that doesn't really battle here. Does Hatena have any other moves besides Heal Pulse? That doesn't really say on the Bulbapedia, but we know it knows Heal Pulse at least. Okay, anyways, Hatena did not work for it. I guess I see your point, though. Oh, what's up, Clawliz? Thank you for joining. Apologies for last week. I saw you showed up at the very end when I started an hour early last week, so I had to cut things off a little early last time. And I also started an hour early, so my apologies. But thank you for joining this week. The proper Pikachu says, I feel like the writers are building up to something big with all these new moves and captures. Usually they do. I was going to say Stomping Tantrum is something that Boykoko uses a lot, so I feel like Heal Pulse is going to be very important in the future, especially if Spriggy or Boykoko get injured and need a little bit of assistance and Hatena steps up. Maybe it leads to an evolution. Maybe. At least I hope so, yep. So cute. Yep, agreed. But kind of unsettling when they open their mouth. Yeah, oh yeah, the mousies. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I can't really wait for the old man's backstory because that's the only one we haven't seen yet. Yeah, I kind of just feel like he's just been kind of there, you know, giving some exposition here and there, or just like random like riddles and stuff that vaguely have to do with what's going on in the episode. So, I guess we'll see what they do with the old man. He got a little bit of focus in the Lapras mini arc, though. A little bit. We just need a little bit more. But I can't wait. Okay, oh, yep, I read that already. I certainly enjoyed it. Me too. How the hell is Athena level 25? I don't know. This is the anime logic. Then again, levels do exist if the dubs to be followed from way back in the day. We haven't seen Molly's backstory either. We got a little bit of focus with her. We know kind of her background a little bit, but it'd be nice if we had an episode where we go back to maybe where she's from and we get a little bit more backstory on that front. I love seeing Molly's and Liko's relationship grow. They've spent a lot of time together. Agreed. Yeah. That's why it really feels nice here. Especially since it seems like Liko's really trying to kind of learn and grow. And Molly's assisting her in her growth. So that's nice to see. But yeah, the big sister, little sister dynamic, you really feel it in this episode. I'd say that's one of the strongest aspects of this episode. That's how it's shown off. So, that's where I'm satisfied. Because, like, again, I was a little worried going in the beginning of this episode because I'm like, okay, we're doing checkups. Okay, nothing to see here kind of thing. But it ended up being important. It really, like, drove the episode throughout it. It was very important in the episode, obviously. Like, Hatena learns Heal Pulse, but, you know, the Chansey eggs became important too. I will say I did like the beginning part. I just like the part where Charizard just eats an egg and is immediately healed. Little things like that were really nice. So yeah, I'd say it's so far like these current episodes. I'd say this is probably my favorite episode like that's been released this year so far. Out of the ones we've gotten since we came back from holiday break. Molly is definitely one of my favorite characters, right behind my top 3. Gotcha. What is the ratings at right now? We got 8-7 is winning, 71%. We got a couple 9 or 10-9 votes. Nothing below that. That tells you a lot. That this one was a solid one. Like, I did notice that some people were not a big fan of this one on Twitter and stuff, but it's whatever. It's okay. But yeah, we just keep in mind that it does not appear that we were getting an episode on the 23rd. So actually, like, the break has actually happened a little bit earlier than I was expecting it to. It seems like they've been doing it in like they've been having breaks in cores. Like they have like 11 or 12 episodes straight, and then they have like a 2-week break. So there could be a reason why they're not having an episode that week. I'm just not sure why myself. Solid episode all around. It's funny seeing Molly hug Liko so hard it hurts her. Yeah, that's how worried she was. That just kind of just drives in the point that she was like super worried about her. She kind of just ran up to her. And obviously Liko was stuck in that cave, so she wasn't like super injured, but she was probably not, you know, in the greatest condition, I guess, so to say. They did look like they were roughed up a little bit, all of them. Hold on, before we go any further, what is this song that is playing in the background? It's nice. Oh. But yeah. I personally just think this was a really good episode for Liko. Kind of drives into, you know, she wants to understand Pokemon's feelings. Not to mention Hatena getting a little bit of development here. Spriggy also helped out as well. Molly is a very complex character emotionally. So we will get episodes 39 and 40 and then a break till 41. That seems to be the case. That's what the calendar is pointing to. I have it somewhere in my Discord here. Yeah, I'm just going to relook at it again. Yeah, there are stars next to the second, obviously, that was yesterday's episode, the 9th, the 16th, but there's nothing for the 23rd. So, next episode after that is probably March 1st. Unless there's a break on March 1st, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Accidentally hit the mic there. I can relate to painful hugs. Slightly me too. I remember when I was a kid and I've had a few experiences with that. Not that the person meant to do that, but yeah. Mostly because I'm a short person. Gotcha. But I very much like this one. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. So, now that we've talked about this episode, a decent portion of the stream, how about we move over to the next episode? We got a preview here. So, I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are going into the next episode. We're obviously getting the Tinkatuff debut, and it has to be a capture, man. It has to be a capture. Look, like Maushold, I'm fine with it just being a crew member of the ship. We already got Sinistea, and I remember a lot of people wondering if a lot of people were thinking like Liko would catch that Pokemon. Obviously, it's part of the crew now. So, but we've had 2 straight episodes of like Pokemon learning new moves. So and we're not gonna probably have another Pokemon just joining the crew, like just to join the crew. Yeah, Dot is gonna definitely capture this Pokemon, and so that's that. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be quite upset. I've seen how this stuff works, and there's a strong the chances of Dot catching this Pokemon are more than her not catching it, I guess. So I'm here for the chaos. I want to see it like wreck her live streams. That's gonna be funny. Hatena and Chansey are so cute. I haven't seen the preview yet. Is it a video? You haven't seen the preview for the episode, the next week's episode? It should have been at the end of this week's episode. Unless where you watched it cut it off. Let me see if I can look it up. Give me a second. Pokemon Horizons. If I can type. Episode 39 preview. Yeah, if you look it up on YouTube, it should come up. It's one of the first few results have it. So. More Dot development, and I'm here for it. Dot pulled her hair back when commanding Tinkertuff. That has to indicate a serious moment. Yeah, that's probably case closed. I mean, if she's doing that, it's pretty much like a slam dunk at that point that she's catching the Pokemon. So, in Japan, changing your hairstyle indicates a significant change in personality, so it's possible. Probably it's maybe her like stepping up or something. I mean, Dot is slowly been overcoming her shyness, and she's out in person in this episode, so that's already some big steps for her. It's kind of funny because like I know people have been complaining that like some of the characters don't develop enough in this series, but like when you think back to Dot, she literally started off this series like just being like locked up in her room, not doing anything besides her live streams. And like she was very hostile towards Liko in the beginning, but eventually she formed a friendship with her, and it slowly got her to come out of her shell. Even though I don't care for episode 13, one moment that I thought was nice was when she took that picture, even though she was in her Nidothing costume for it, and sent it over to Liko. But so, I mean, compare Dot to like when she was first revealed to now, and this going in this episode. So that's, I mean, this is big for her, and this episode's only going to further cement that development. Oh, you're hopping off the stream. Okay. I wonder if the next upcoming episodes will move back to the plot, or if they are fill-in episodes. I feel like maybe we're going to get an explorer like showing up pretty soon. Cause I feel like these episodes were kind of just like getting us back into Paldea and showing off some new Pokemon, and we got some developments for the characters now. So I feel like we might go to a more plot-focused part. We did come to Paldea to learn more about Terrapago, so I assume that we're going to like actually get to that point where we do that. I'm curious to see how they're going to go about it, though. I'm very interested to see how that will go. Sorry, distracted by text message. Okay, I came back. Welcome back. Her development is also because of Liko. True. That is very true. Liko has been very important to her development. And that's, and Liko herself was also not a very open person. Go back to episode 1 and look at her. She didn't really interact with many people. Anne was the first person she kind of opened up to, and that was kind of more so on Anne, kind of, with her outgoing personality. And maybe that kind of rubbed off on Liko a little bit. Because Liko has developed quite a bit. Has become way more outgoing. Still a little shy here and there, but yeah. Dot didn't even appear until episode 7. In person, yeah. She was Nidothing the whole time, though. Nidothing was in episode 1, but yeah, her actual first time seeing her appearance outside her costume was episode 7, yeah. That's how shy she was, yeah. And look at her now. She's about ready to be... She's going out in public. And she's going to... I'm just going to say she's capturing this Pokemon. If she doesn't capture this Pokemon, expect an angry rat from me in a week. Just saying. It's going to grind my gears, guys. Oh, hey, did everyone leave? Oh, hey, did everyone... I just looked at the concurrent viewers and we dropped down to 1. You all still here? Oh, no, never mind. It's just YouTube YouTube be glitching. I'm still here, lol. It was probably just YouTube having a moment. Look, I once had negative 14 concurrent viewers in one of my older live streams, like a year or 2 ago. I don't know how I can have negative 14 people watching my stuff, so... But yeah. I am getting hungry though. But that's okay. We got plenty of time. I want to see Hassel. Oh yeah, absolutely. He's pretty funny. I kind of want to see some of the faculty at the academy. I'd really like to see Arvin and Penny, but I guess we'll see how they are implemented in the series, if they are implemented. I need Larry in the anime. Agreed, he did make that one brief cameo in episode 18, but I don't really count that. People from the future are leaving your stream at minus 14 viewers? Dang. Everyone's abandoning me. What did I do? Please come back. I'm begging you. I have a family to feed. And myself. Even though I don't make money off of YouTube. But yeah. Anything you guys want to chat about this episode or the next? Or just Horizons in general or anything? I am up for anything. We could still talk about characters you want to see in this. How about we do that? We already started talking about like Larry and Hassel. How about we talk about some characters you'd like to see in the series? I want to see Carmen and Kieran. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Kieran, but I think that the anime could do a good job with them, maybe. Personally, I doubt Arvin and Penny, but I feel confident that on the Elite Four and Champion, since they didn't get much focus in the game. That is true. I guess we'll see what they decide to do. I'm going to be upset if Arvin doesn't show up, though. Arvin's the best character in the game. But I guess like he's more so like relevant to the story within the games, which the Horizons isn't going telling the story of the game. So yeah, that is true. I think the character that deserves to appear the most is Karen from the Johto Elite Four. To give development for Liko. Interesting. Exactly. I'm just saying, I like Arven though. He's like literally the best. I was gonna say, like, despite Scarlet and Violet's major flaws and my own issues with the games, if there's one like bright moment that I can give for the game, is that Arven was like a well-developed and fleshed-out character, and like, I don't know, he's like one of the best rivals, and like probably all the entire Pokemon like game series. He's up there. Just saying, so. That's why I kind of want to see him. I don't think DLC characters will show because I think they're too tied to the DLC story. Yeah, and that hurts too. I do like Carmen, and like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Kieran, but I think he could work as a rival potentially for like Roy or something. But, you know, whatever. Am I missing something? Because what does Karen have to do with Liko? Thomas, you could probably explain why. Just so that everybody that's here is clear as to why. I believe you've told me that. You told me why before, but I don't think the proper Pikachu is aware. So if you have a moment, go right ahead and chat in. Oh, there we go. She was iconic for the philosophy of strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, that is only selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try to win with their favorites. Okay, that's, you know, that's a good point. It'd actually be really interesting to see if she mentored Liko. An Elite Four member mentoring Liko. That'd be kind of cool. That connects to Liko and the goal of connecting the Pokemon. That's a great point. Remember that Horizons has its own story with entirely new cast. True. I guess we'll have to see kind of how they approach like the other regions when we head there. We're in Paldea, so I expect some Paldea characters to come up or show up. Yeah, because if I don't know when they're gonna go like for Cleavor, but Sinnoh's got to be probably next, and then probably Johto for Entei. I mean, Karen's and Johto, technically, or Kanto, whatever you want to call it, since she's part of the Kanto / Johto Elite Four thingy, and Gold and Silver. All the game characters we've seen so far are there to point them in the right direction. That is true. Kabu kind of did the same thing there, but also helped them out. I do want to see the characters actually, like if we do have like other characters that show up from the other regions, show up to assist Liko, Roy, and the others, maybe with their training or just like kind of like what to do. Plus, let's be honest, Karen should have appeared to mentor Ash, but that opportunity was missed, so do it with Liko instead. Okay. Fair enough. This is what I think will happen in for the following episodes. 39, a Tinkaduff capture. 40, a fillerish episode. Okay. I feel like, yeah, actually, before I say that, episode 41, important episode, Explorer related. That's a strong possibility. I feel like maybe in March we'll tackle Terrapagos, most likely, and its background, since we're just doing like odd jobs right now. the Rising Volt tacklers need money for food and stuff. Oh, hold on. Hello. Anyways, Matt's out of his room, so I'll have him say hi to you guys in a moment. But before that, so that's why I believe game characters who had little focus or attention are more likely to show up in Horizons. Yeah, I feel like they're doing what they can to kind of, avoid characters from the prior iteration of the Pokemon anime showing up. Also, it would get people, I feel like they're also doing that because if they show off someone, like just imagine if like Raihan or like Leon or someone from Sinnoh like Cynthia shows up, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, who's coming next? I think they're trying to kind of lower that expectation by not showing off those type of characters. That's why someone like Kabu from Galar showed up. He didn't show up in Journeys. Obviously Paldea is brand new, but yeah, that an example would be Kabu. And I obviously said before, if we go to the Hoenn, Zinnia would actually be a really good character to show up because Rayquaza, and yeah, never showed up in the prior Pokemon anime, so that could be used for training for Roy. Actually, that would be a really great idea for a video. Maybe I should do that. I did that for Journeys about characters showing up. Shouldn't Dot be making enough for them considering how popular of a streamer she is? Didn't they mention in that episode that they didn't want to just take her money? Like she basically pays her rent portion or something. Didn't they explain that in episode 35 or something where like they said like, she's making enough and they're not going to take money from a kid or whatever? That would be funny though. It's just like, all right, Dot, you're making the money for us, so you do the stuff so we can just hang out. Do you think that okay? Which makes me excited for Geeta considering how little fanfare she has compared to the other champions. True. That actually, she has a strong possibility of showing up like very soon. That'd be interesting. That's why I want to go. I want to see the Academy because there's a lot of potential there. I'm still kind of pissed that they didn't get the money in episode 30. Yeah. That's one like part of the episode that makes it kind of feel a little pointless. But then again, Voikoko learned a new move, so yeah, they kind of destroyed their opportunity to make money, so it kind of made it a pointless trip for them. But Voikoko though wouldn't have learned that new move otherwise. Just saying. Yeah, I gotta see. Besides, like the spoiler video or the episode titles for upcoming episode titles and summaries videos I do, I want to make a video about potential characters showing up. I gotta really think about it though, because I gotta really come up with characters that didn't appear in the Pokemon anime prior to this, and that could actually, assist. But I feel like that would be a really difficult video. Maybe I'll just focus on Zinnia or something. I just gotta get some notes down for that. Yep, I'm hoping Luca turns out to be a teacher at the Academy. That'd be cool. What's up?
Not much, just getting a snack.
Gotcha. You want to say hi to the chat?
Hi, chat.
Matt says hi. Is Disarming Voice gonna pay the bills? No, but it's still development. What is it?
Golden berries.
Golden berries.
Yeah. It's tangy, tropical, sweet.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're good.
Gotcha.
Alright, have fun.
Yep. Sounds like we got some Chrono Trigger music in the background. I want to see the exposition battle between Nimona and Gita. That'd actually be pretty cool to watch. Maybe, like, who do you think Gita would still win? I mean, since she's like the champion technically. I mean, Nimona's a champion too, level character too, but yeah. King Gamut versus Pama. Wait, this music is these are my favorite things. Yes. It is. Definitely sounds like Chrono Trigger music. The battle will be called off due to a time limit. Therefore, it is left ambiguous who is stronger. That is interesting. Although I do worry that it's going to anger some people, though. Because they're going to say, we've been robbed. I mean, Chrono Trigger's been like... Chrono Trigger's almost 30 years old itself. So I think the game came out in 1995, I think. We all know that Nimona is stronger. Actually, it's very likely that Nimona will battle Gita in some way. It could be like if they show up to like the academy or something, or we just show up to I forget what the city's called, Mezagoza, I think. And maybe we see Nimona and like Gita fighting in like the middle of town or something. That could happen. That is true. That is true. There's a chance we could at least see it. Maybe it's a one-on-one or something. Who knows? There's a couple of ways they could approach it. But that's one. I really want to see more Liko if it wasn't obvious. Well, I mean, I'd like to see her too. It's been a minute since we've seen her. And since Diana's kind of gone, it'd be nice if we got a moment with Liko and her mother. Maybe this is what's leading to it. Since we're back in Paldea. I know, but the anime would not want to showcase that yet. I still 100% believe your theory that Anne is part of the Explorers, and if they do not put that in the anime, it will be a massive missed opportunity. Yeah, obviously, we don't see Anne a ton. We see her like here and there, so I'm just kind of waiting to see kind of how things go. Like the hints that we have are very minimal, and it's very subjective if it's true or not. It is a little interesting that the explorers knew that Liko and the others were in that Galar mine. Either that or they were just anticipating that they'd show up or something. Luca and Diana are such fascinating characters. I agree. Definitely need to see more Luca, though. since we don't really get to see her a ton. And we already had an arc with Diana in it. We had quite a lot of episodes with her, to be honest. So, I guess we'll find out. Anne has to be involved since they never answered how the explorers knew where Liko and her pendant were. That is true. They somehow, like, yeah. Because, like, the thing about it is, like, Diana, they went for Diana first, but she didn't have the pendant at that point. So, how did they know that, someone else inherited it? I don't think Diana's just going to tell them, oh, yeah, I gave it to my granddaughter. Haha. Losers. You'll never find her. They would have had to have done extensive, like, research into her background and been like, okay, it's probably a family member that has it. Unless they're, like, spying on her explicitly, then, yeah. Because I was going to say Anne saw the pendant. Episode 1, so there was a strong argument there that they put 2 and 2 together, and she was planted there because they wanted to see if Diana's granddaughter would show up there with the pendant. Or if she had it, because, like, she conveniently was roommates with Liko. And maybe they kind of, you know, influenced that decision. Anyway, I have to go now. Okay, Proper Pikachu, thank you for joining. Have a great rest of the day. Or night, wherever you're at. And I'll see you in the next one. We all know that Nemona is stronger than Gita, but I think the battle will end in a tie due to time limit because the anime does not want to showcase that Nemona is stronger yet. Good point. I'm just gonna point out that that's gonna make some people a little upset. It's just the feeling I get. Because you know people are gonna be like, missed opportunity. If that comes up. Spider Kid Studios YouTube, hi, welcome. It's so interesting. That's a question we still have since episode 1. Yeah, you know, thinking about it, like, those are the hints right there, like the Galar mine and then that right there. Those are like the strongest hints that she's potentially part of the Explorers, and we just, like, everything we see about her is just a facade. I remember when Songo first showed up, they're like, oh my gosh, is that you, Anne? I'm like, Anne would literally have to change her whole appearance to be like that. And it's also different VA, so. But maybe she's friends with Songo. Or as a sibling, like I mentioned. Quick opinion, episode was a 6 out of 10. Great Hatena stuff, but kind of disappointed that Maushold stuff in a way, in my opinion. Are you disappointed because it wasn't a capture? I guess, or were you looking for, like, more to be explained for, like, its evolution? Because it seems like it was already fully evolved. I mean, I made a video on Horizons earlier, and I kind of went on a rant because Horizons in its current state isn't too good, in my opinion. It's been kind of rough for, like, the last 10-ish episodes or so, but I feel like these last 2 episodes have been a step in the right direction, at least for development's sake. I think that Anne is not part of the Explorers, but the writers are trying to provoke us into questioning that to catch us off guard or something else. Maybe. Honestly, something just feels off. It's probably because we've kind of stepped away from the main plot. We did do Lapras and then Rayquaza showed up, but we've been kind of away from that for... It feels like we've been away from that for a while, but that was really 2 months ago now. But I'm just waiting to see what these upcoming episodes are going to be like. And just a reminder, episode 20, or what am I saying? February 23rd, it looks like we're going to have a break that week. So we probably won't have a episode or stream that week for Horizons. Maybe I'll make a video on that time. Who knows? It'll give me a little bit of time to do something like that. I take it Anne is related to the Explorer, but isn't one herself and is simply unaware. That could be the case. Like, they could have planted something on her. Like, they did plant... They've shown that they have, like, tracking devices and stuff. What if they actually had a tracking device on Anne? Or they were spying somehow, and they were listening in, and that's when they heard, oh, she has the pendant. Because it was, like, conveniently after that point that the Explorers showed up, and Ametheo showed up, and the Rising Bolt Tacklers showed up. Because Diana kind of feared that the Explorers were going after Liko. So, or Diana. Luca and Diana, probably their whole family was afraid, so they sent the Rising Bolt Tacklers to protect them, kind of thing. I don't know. It's been a minute since I watched those episodes, so I'm a little fuzzy on, was it Luca or was it Diana that hired? Because it escapes me for some reason. I might look it up here in a minute, but yeah. I think it was Luca that hired her. Or hired them just because they were going to Paldea to pay her. Yeah, that makes sense. I figured it out myself. Yeah, I said this, but the story is too slow at the moment, and the arc feels pretty episodic since the Terrapico stuff started. I mean, that is probably one criticism I do have for, like, the current state of Horizons, at least since the Terrapico's arc has started, because it has, like, slowed down. And I get development episodes, but, like, I will agree that it feels like things have kind of just teetered off a little bit. I have noticed that a lot of people are becoming more and more mixed on Horizons, and more and more people are dropping it. I noticed that Lumia's trainer Zach has pretty much discontinued his review series, for example, and he unlisted all of his reviews for Horizons, so it's pretty clear that he's moving on from the series, which is kind of unfortunate because I watched his reviews pretty often. Unless he's just reviewing it in bulk from now on. Who knows? Or she told her relative and casually mentioned Liko's pendant. That is another possibility. I don't think Anne is related to the Explorers at all. The writers are just living us on bait on a string. Carrot baits on a string to distract us. That is a possibility. Both Luca and Diana. Okay. Makes sense. Which is sad because I really enjoy these characters. Yeah. I mean, you just see it. I just see it all the time. I saw that one of the anipoke Twitter pages actually basically announced that he's basically quitting Twitter, so he's like not interested in Horizons and also real life stuff, but like he mainly is just not. He doesn't really care for Horizons. I mean, it's your choice. It's just, I kind of look at it. It's just, I kind of, there's a specific reason why people aren't into the series, and I don't want to get into that argument because I already know that it's, you know, I mean, I disagree with the mindset, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably know what I'm alluding to, but yeah. Because if you have that mindset in mind, you're not going to enjoy Horizons, which is literally what I said from the very beginning this series started. You got to go into this with an open mind. It's a clean slate. And if you can't do that, you're not going to have a good time. And I'm not saying that to be cruel or anything to anybody, but yeah. It's kind of just the truth. Also, people can simply binge Horizons. Or binge because Horizons, it really does benefit from the binge model. That is true. With the dub coming out here, people can do that. Then again, the UK already has like what, up to episode 16? There you go. I'm gonna check out the dub. It's kind of out there already. Ignore Netflix and its ways. But yeah, I've just noticed a lot of. I mean, it's not something that just happened just now. I've been noticing this trend for like maybe the last like 3 months. Really, it's really cropped up that people have been very discontent with the series, or just stopped posting about it. It really started around the late 20s. I've noticed, and it's kind of not slowing down. So, Horizon goes by fast when binging. Yeah, I kind of get that feeling. Because, like, right now it's kind of a slow burn, but I guess if you binge it, it's probably not so bad. Do you think Dot catches Tinkatuff next week? I'm very confident that that's going to be the case. If it like I said, if it doesn't happen, expect a rant from me in next week's streamed. Because I ain't going to be a happy camper. Miraculous Holder 365. Hi, welcome to the stream. Welcome aboard. 7 out of 10. Cool. That seems like to be 7, 8 seems to be the general consensus. I mean, we got what, 10 votes? 70% said 8, 7. I feel like it will. Everything is leaning towards it, but I do wonder what's next for the Paldea arc. Me too. I think that we're probably going to. Things are going to kind of switch over here. We're probably going to actually focus on Terrapagos here soon. I think if we go to the academy and we showcase some of the characters there, people are going to go crazy. Show that, and it's gonna like bring some excitement to people. So that's one way to kind of get real people in. So that's a potential, or that's a possibility. Well, I'm still gonna tune in weekly. I saw Defender make an interesting theory. I'll have to read that. I mean, I'm obviously going to be tuning in I am going to be tuning in weekly because, I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be having these streams anymore if I just stopped watching weekly. Well, one massive L for Horizons is that the Gallermine arc, they skipped the episode of Freed being trapped in the cave with Amicio and, Moltres. Like what happened there behind the scenes. I agree. I will say, like, even though like those episodes were still, I'd say they were still decent. I mean, I take points off for the fact that the end of the first episode had Freed and Amicio literally like trapped in the mine. They were caved in and everything. I mean, obviously there's probably another exit out there, but like they have to contend with Moltres, and you're telling me that they just got away off screen. So, I will admit that could have been handled a lot better, and that could have been a really good moment for Liko and Roy to step up and, save Freed for once. That would actually be really cool. But obviously they didn't do that, so. Oh well. What's done is done. We better. Where he listed all the episodes and besides labeled them as either fill-in or core. A large majority of the episodes before 35 were core episodes. That is true. I mean, I want to say almost every single episode up until like some most recent ones were like very important episodes. I mean, a lot of these episodes connect to one another, so like that's why I was saying for a long time it's like it can't really call it filler because they're like clearly like going between episode to episode, but yeah. Oh, hi. It's none other than Pokemon Trainer Emerald in the flesh. Off-screen land. We take those, lol. Alright, you know how I already feel about off-screen land. This is why we always do our training off-screen or off-screen land. Because you suddenly get a power boost off-screen. Oh, hey, okay. I haven't seen you in a while. You love off-screen land. Proof? Meaning the constant fill-ins we are getting are being released one after another is because he believes there's going to be lots of core episodes coming. Probably. Evidence, Emerald? Facts, logic, data. But anyways, I'll have to go and check that out. Is it I'm just gonna guess it's somewhere on the Cerebi forums. No data. Proof. Once in a while, off-screen training can be good because it surprises us with a new move, but it has to be used very carefully. The way you can utilize off-screen training, or something done off-screen in a way, is that like when it's being shown off, there's like maybe a like mini flashback alluding to it. That's kind of how it works. Get your logic checked. I think you might want to do that, Emerald. Not so sure about your logic. Lol. And with Horizon structure, they can't really progress the arc while putting fill-ins in between. Yeah, we're taking our time right now. Just like I said, we are developing some of the characters right now, so that's kind of what these fill-ins are kind of used for. Again, we've got 2 new moves, and we got a very high likelihood of a or not even potential. We got a very high likelihood of a capture next week. What's this song? Hold on. To be continued. I like it. I always listen to this one. I'm like, what is this song? But anywho, I'm just gonna take a moment to chill because if you guys could really quick, if you haven't, if you could like the video, that would be cool. We got 5 likes already, so we got 7 concurrent viewers. Can we make it to at least 7 likes? Please and thank you. No pressure. Lurk, get ready for the Red Shells Monday. Okay, Lurker. And we have Jeff and Nick joining too. So yeah, that's gonna be a stream. I feel like when they get to Paldea, we'll get a constant stream of core episodes. You mean probably like I guess what you mean is man, my brain stopped working. Probably when we delve into the Terrapago stuff. Yeah. that's when we're gonna get probably like very important episodes one by one. If I could like twice, I would. Okay, you're good. I think people need to be patient. First, they were complaining about Roy getting too much development. Then they were complaining about him not getting enough development. And then we get 4 episodic episodes. When we get... 4 episodic episodes. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because I remember that. Like, I remember where they're like, wow, Liko's doing nothing. Then Liko gets a bunch of focus. Wow, Roy is just there now. More progression focus. And people drop off. Guys, patience. I've kind of noticed that with people. Because I remember that. Because people were like, man, Roy is just getting all this development. And Liko's just there. And then Liko gets the development. Liko's getting too much. Isn't it funny how that happens? I remember early in the series that shall not be named. I remember when Go got like a lot of the focus at first. I remember people being upset about that. Until the PWC became a thing. Audiences are too impatient. Yeah, that is true. I can understand if it's like really slow for like the longest time. I will say like Horizons has been slow as of late. But I feel like people are kind of expecting us to go right to Cleavor. We've already got 3 heroes under our belt, so we probably needed a little bit of time to, not just slow down, but, you know, figure out Terapagos and kind of how Terapagos works and stuff, and its background and lore and stuff. There just needs to be a better balance. I mean, I will agree. I do think that, like, there needs to be a balance between, like, in the pacing. It can't be too slow, but it can't be too fast-paced. And we also need to make sure the characters are rightfully being developed. I also get the feeling that people are finding excuses to criticize it. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. There are some valid critiques out there. Like, I do agree that the pacing can be slow at times, and I do think that I agree there needs to be a little bit more balance. I do think like Sprigatito and Fuecoco probably are due for an evolution very soon. We did get some new moves for Fuecoco and Hatena these last 2 episodes, so that is development, but. And I also agree that Liko and Roy are really not properly trained enough to go up against like people like Amethio or the other like admins and the explorers. So I can get some criticism there, and obviously Freed's there to help them out. And I also get the criticism that Freed like basically saves them a little bit too much, and they need to, you know, fend for themselves sometimes. I agree with all that, but like I do feel like some of the criticism is a little bit overbearing, and it's just like, oh well, this is boring. It's not like and then they'll just compare it to like, you know, the prior series, and I'm like, well, if we're going back to the original series, it in itself had a bunch of issues too, developing Ash, but yeah, I kind of went into a tangent there. But I think my main point is that like I do think that some people criticize just because they just don't like the series for an obvious reason, and I do wish that it's just like I said. It's just like I said earlier in the series. Like if you go into it with a certain mindset, like if you're going in there, you know, wanting a certain character to come back from the prior series, like constantly, and the series is not doing that, or if they're trying to tell its own story, you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment. It's kind of true. But look, I don't care, like if you like or dislike the series. Like I am open to all opinions. I'm an open book when it comes to that stuff. And I don't mind critiques. I have my own critiques too, and you've heard them during these streams and stuff. But yeah. I kind of went into a little bit of a tangent there, but it's okay. Had to get that off my chest. And I think the writers are trying to make Liko and Roy's development very gradual because people complained about Go being rushed. That's a good point. Because I think a lot of people thought that Go became like he just caught too many Pokemon, or just he became strong. He caught frickin' Suicune like very easily, and I do think people didn't really care for that. That's a good point. Spiridio needs to learn some new moves. Okay, there's a good criticism right there. I do believe that Spiridio needs to learn some new moves and not just spam Leafage all the time. And Fuecoco and Spiridio will probably not evolve soon because they are very marketable. Probably, like, yeah, I mean, I guess you got a good point there, but I feel like they're going to need to, like, you know, do something at some point. If they don't like it, then stop watching and complaining. True. That's what discussions are for. Yep. That's why I'm an open book. I listen to all opinions as long as you're not being toxic and just starting drama with people. That's kind of where things are a little bit different, but I'm open to whether you like the series or dislike it for various different reasons. Just don't be toxic about it. It's just where I say so. Every series has pacing issues. It feels like in Pokemon, sometimes it's good for a while than the other Pokemon series. It does need to be consistent. Hello, you sure do bring up the series that shall not mean not, despite not wanting to. Well, I don't really like to, but sometimes you kind of have to bring it up. And it's also not really for a long time either, but I mean, I'd rather just talk about Horizons since it is the current series. But if I have to kind of explain something, I will go back and bring an example out. But yeah, anywho. One never fully gets the big picture until it's complete. Yeah, I think when we get to the end of this series, we'll know whether this series is, you know, a solid one or not. Because this series is heavily story-based. So, it's telling, like, a very different story from the previous iteration of the Pokemon anime. And it very much hinges on that story. If the story ends up being a disappointment, then the series ends up kind of suffering as a result. But if it ends up being good, then the series ends up being, you know, a good and memorable one. So, yeah. Once we see the ending, that's going to tell us whether this series ended up being a good one or not. It is called the series that shall not be named. Yes. That's what we refer to it as. Like Tandemaus, right? He's an interesting Pokemon. Well, they are an interesting Pokemon. I should say yeah. The whole Pokemon line is very weird because it's technically like more to it. Yeah. I mean, from what we got in this episode, I like it. It seems like it's going to be a very rambunctious Pokemon. It's a family. It's technically more than one Pokemon. It's just like with Diglett evolving. It's just like, oh my gosh, there's two more of it. Tandemaus totally evolved into a Maushold. It just happened, guys. It's a total evolution. Wow, your Diglett evolved into a frickin' dog trio. Hee hee. And considering the kids' progression, there is a chance that they might stick around beyond Gen 9 if Horizons is the last 3 years. See, I'm a little unsure on that front. It's going to depend on how this series goes. Like, I feel like this series is telling a specific story, so my personal theory at the moment is that they're probably going to do this series, and then when we go to whatever comes to during Gen 10, whenever Gen 10 becomes a thing, then we might have new protagonists, but who knows? I can't see the future. I can't see 2-3 years from now, and quite frankly, I don't want to see 2-3 years from now. I don't want to be 65, guys. I'm too old for this. Just kidding. We'll never know. I guess we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. Who knows? Wow, looking at these ratings, 8.7 has the dominant rating. It's crazy. I need some water though. I'll get it in a minute. But this became an interesting conversation. Well, I said all I need to eat, so bye. You know what? I need to eat too, so I'll probably do that here shortly. Thank you once again, Claudius, for showing up and participating today. I appreciate it as always. You're always welcome to show up to any stream and we always have a good conversation. So you take care. So you have a great rest of the day or night wherever you're at, and stay safe out there. And I will see you probably next week. Me too. Later, guys. All right, Emerald. Well, I hope you're ready for Mario Kart on Monday, so because that's what we'll do. So I guess I will see you later, Emerald. Okay, guys. Do you guys have anything else? I know we got about a couple people here still. We've been going on for an hour and 20 minutes plus, so okay, later, guys. Oh, Thomas, you're leaving too? Okay, you're good. Alright, have a good one, Thomas. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day or night wherever you're at, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Be ready for my 6th pass of red shells. You and red shells. You and red shells. Alright, I'll prepare, I guess. Okay. Well, we've been going on for almost an hour and a half, which is about as longest I'd like to do these streams anyway. So we got a few people here still, but I guess I'll give you guys like another minute if you want to still chat. If not, we'll probably wrap things up. So I'll give you until it hits 125 here on my timer here. They're at 123 right now. So if you got anything else, go right ahead. If I don't see anything before then, we'll probably bring this stream to a close. This has been a very fun conversation. So I appreciate it, everyone. Here we are, 38 episodes into these live streams. I think this is the 37th stream, because technically episodes 1 and 2 were a double episode, so I did talk about both episodes in that stream. But when I first started doing this, I had gameplay in the background before transitioning over to this style. Give you guys another minute. If not, that will probably wrap things up. So this is, you got just less than a minute. If you guys want to say anything, go right ahead. Just giving you about another 30-ish seconds. Okay. It's looking like the chat is slowing down, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bring this stream to a close. It looks like 8-7 won the poll. We got 12 votes. 13 votes. 12 votes. I don't know, the poll is going crazy here. Someone didn't like the episode, apparently. Lower than 5. Okay, I mean, that's your opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. The 8-7 won by like a mile compared to the other ones. So I guess we'll give the episode an 8. I gave it like a solid 9, 8.5. So we'll give it an 8. So again, another solid episode in my opinion. Honestly, a really good episode for Liko and Atena. Even Molly got some focus here. So yeah. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and bring this stream to a close. So if you're still here, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much if you've been watching the whole time or watched a decent amount of time. If you liked the video, that's cool. Sub the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, we're gonna end this stream by listening to some Breath of the Wild remix music in the background from Ateno Village. So, anyways, guys, have a great day or night wherever you're at. A wonderful day or night wherever you're at. And I will see you all later. Bye.